I don't think about it that much, but the numbers are pretty overwhelming, yeah.
Over the course of 5 decades, Martina Navratilova has witnessed everything that tennis has to offer.
What makes a champion tennis player?
What makes a champion? Anything. It's the same old, Champions don't quit until they get it right. They're the first ones in the gym and the last ones to leave, and they're not afraid to fail.
Grand Slam winners, generational talent, sold-out stadiums, and cultural events that permanently altered the sport. She is currently witnessing a 20-year-old from the Philippines sell out every court at Indian Wells, with spectators cramming through fences to watch a practice. Not even she was prepared for this. In Indian Wells 2026, how far do you think Alex Eala will go? Semifinals, quarterfinals, or something unexpected? Post your prediction in the comments section right now.
I've only dreamed of making tennis grow in the Philippines, and now I'm bringing a whole new audience to tennis all around the world.
And she's humble, and she works hard.
Yes.
That's why we like her, because she's the face of the Philippines.
Just aside from her talent, she's also thinking of the future.
The Filipinos we have such a strong sense of community, and I feel like when one of us does well or one of us is succeeding, we all have that shared sense of pride.
So when Eala plays, we all get together and we all watch her support her as a group of people.
Are there actual gatherings?
Oh yeah,
really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We plan our dinners around that stuff.
Really? You signed up for Tennis Channel to watch her?
Yeah, because sometimes they don't show it.
So the year subscription, just in case.
The monthly.
Oh, the monthly. Okay.
The monthly, just in case she doesn't play, then we don't. All right? You only pay when she plays. It's paid to play.
My friends will tell me that the courts are full at home, and just so many things that I didn't think would happen because of what I'm doing on tour.
Let's begin with the picture that is presently causing a stir on the internet, and it seems, the Indian Wells Tennis Garden's organizational ability as well. Practice Court 6 is a practice court, not a stadium or a match court, and it has gone utterly insane. Before a single competitive point has been played, spectators are cramming over the fences on nearby courts to catch a sight of Alex Eala striking balls during a warm-up. Former ATP professional Christopher Eubanks, who has been involved in the sport long enough to understand what normal looks like, stated on broadcast that organizers really need to move EA onto a larger court since the number of fans crowding the grounds is a real safety problem. A player ranked 32nd in the world had a safety concern during a practice session. We are at Indian Wells 2026 with Alex Eala. And it's a very difficult week for those who believe the Dubai phenomena was a one-tournament story.
We're not concerned about anyone else right now. It's Alex Eala time. This is Alex Eala's moment. Our days, our dinners, our evenings are fixated on when she's playing. That's real tennis fandom right there. Love it.
This is so great for tennis in general. Yeah. I think having players like Alex out there, and she's so gracious to all her fans. She spends time with her fans, signs the autographs, takes the photos, and really just shows the Filipino community that it is all about the Philippines. And I still carry that flag with me no matter where I go across the world. And such a young woman at that has that wisdom of just what it means to play for her country.
Only 20 years old, such maturity, already a hero to her entire nation. I mean, it's basically Manny Pacquiao and Alex Eala, right? I mean, that's it. That's who they're looking up to, right?
The template for what is currently taking place in California was originally written in full in Dubai, so let's return there. Following the event, Salatlak, the director of the Dubai Tennis Championships tournament, delivered an interview that attracted notice from the tennis community. He spoke to the fact that every Eala game was sold out, poorly attended, and poorly ticketed. His framing was purposeful and perfect. There were no tickets remaining despite people's urgent attempts to obtain them. He then included the section that caused everyone to stop scrolling. He has been in charge of the competition since 2019, but he has never seen anything like it. According to a tournament director with years of experience overseeing an event that has seen reigning Grand Slam champions and world number ones, a player ranked outside of the top 30 produced something he had never seen before. Not the largest gathering, not a fantastic setting, anything unheard of. Talek selected the stronger statement because it was true, despite the fact that they are significantly different. During all of that, what was Eala really doing in court? In the round of 32, she defeated Italy's Jasmine Pini, ranked 7th in the world, marking her first victory in the top 10 of 2026. After that, she advanced far into the quarterfinals before falling to Coco Gauff, ranked 4th in the world, 6-0, 6-2 in straight sets. On paper, the scoreline versus Gauff appeared lopsided, but but the circumstances leading up to that game revealed an entirely different picture of Eala's current skill level and rate of improvement. She had a 10-6 record for 2026 when she came in Dubai. The points from those runs put her at a career high of number 31 in the world, with quarterfinals in other events and semifinals in Auckland already piling up. Sufficient to earn a first-round purchase at a WTA 1000 event for the first time in her career and break into the top 32 seedings at Indian Wells. With a first-round purchase, she avoids playing an opening round and advances directly to the round of 64. That is a privilege that she has won through ranking, and it shows how far she has come in a fairly brief period of professional tennis. She is currently in California, where the ticket crisis has followed her from the United Arab Emirates with no decrease in severity and what appears to be some extra fuel due to the local terrain. With nearly 2 million Filipinos, California has the highest Filipino population in the entire country. To watch her play, these fans don't have to arrange foreign travel and get through customs. They have already arrived, mobilized, and fallen upon the Indian Wells tennis garden with an intensity and volume that the ground crew was just unprepared for. Because they were unable to obtain tickets for a game, the spectators at practice court 6 were not pushing through fences. They did this because they wanted to be as physically near to her as possible throughout the tournament, no matter what. That degree of commitment is not the result of passing interest. It originates from a fan base that has been following the development of this particular player's story for years and is emotionally invested in each point she makes. One of the broadcast analysts asked a question during the live discussion of this topic, which has since spread throughout the tennis community. Is Alex currently the most popular player in women's tennis worldwide? His co-analyst's remark was unhedged. He contrasted the impact she's having to that of Yannick S's ascension on the men's side, describing arenas in Australia and Dubai as standing room only, and described the atmosphere surrounding her matches as outrageous and tremendous. However, the analysts covering EA are now claiming that what she's doing is actually greater than S's Miami moment. Those who cover this sport professionally are making that analogy on the broadcast. And when someone specifically questioned whether she was currently more popular than Arena, the two players who most people would have identified as the sport's main draws are Sabalenka and Coco Gauff. Yes was the response. Those who would argue against such response ought to start by outlining the sold-out practice courts. Let's now discuss Martina Navratilova, as her remarks regarding Eala are the aspect of this tale that merits the closest examination. Navratilova has won 18 Grand Slam singles championships. At the ages of 33 and 34, she won consecutive women's competitions at Indian Wells. From Chrissy Evert to Steffi Graf to Serena Williams, she has seen the sport change over the course of 50 years. In the current tennis commentary climate, when everyone has a platform and views are cheap, her evaluation of a young player has a type of authority that is actually uncommon. Prior to the 2026 BNP Paribas Open, Navratilova had a sunshine swing preview on the WTA's official site. She laughed before she even began to speak when my name was mentioned. Laughter is not dismissive, according to those who regularly follow Navratilova. It's the chuckle of someone who understands something that is truly hard to classify. She referred to Eala as a cunning person. She claimed that her left-handedness is a true tactical weapon and that she employs her versatility in a way that seriously hinders opponents. Then, pointing to Eala's potential ceiling, she compared the cultural phenomenon around her to that of Manny Pacquiao, claiming that Eala's ceiling is much higher than Pacquiao's. From Martina Navratilova on the WTA's official website on a 20-year-old who was rated 32nd in the world for music. However, Navratilova, being Navratilova, continued her compliments. She started by honestly assessing Eala's areas for improvement. Additionally, she was particular about the serve. She determined that to be the location with the largest ceiling at the moment. She stated, Eala needs a bigger serve with more kick and acknowledged that her slight build makes it physically harder to generate the kind of pace that top 10 players use to control matches from the first shot. This is why the evaluation is more important than it may seem. Navratilova didn't criticize the choice of shooting. She didn't voice any worries about her agility, her court sense, her capacity to mentally compete with well-known figures, or her ability to make decisions under duress. She pointed out one particular technical shortcoming, the serve, and presented it as a subject of physical growth rather than a mental or strategic constraint. In fact, the best praise that someone with Navratilova's talent for the game could have given it was that kind of focused criticism. In essence, she is stating that everything else is already operating at a level that merits serious consideration. The conversation completely shifts when the service is fixed. Additionally, Navratilova's remarks are timed in an intriguing way. She made them aware that the circuit is shifting around Sabalenka, Swiatek, and Gauff in an interview. Players like Eala are part of a generation that approaches the court against well-known players without feeling intimidated, has tactical clarity, and carefully studies opponents. Navratilova is pointing out this structural change. A more general statement about how the next wave is coming, rather than a critical assessment of a single player's successful season. Let's now examine the particular pressure Eala is bringing to Indian Wells in addition to the audience and expectations. In 2025, she made an incredible run to the Miami Open semifinals, defeating players ranked much higher than her, such as Grand Slam winners Madison Keys and Galina Ostapenko. A substantial number of points were scored during the Miami run. It is now time to defend those points. For the first time in her career, her ranking will be impacted if her Indian Wells effort falls short of what she accomplished in Miami last year. She might make it into the top 20 with a strong run at Indian Wells, the quarterfinals, or higher. Everything is altered by that number, the top 20. At Grand Slams, it modifies seedings. The drawings she enters are altered. It transforms the story from one of a breakthrough to one of an established force. And it shifts the topic of discussion from, is she the biggest draw despite being ranked outside the top 30 to, is she the biggest draw full stop? On paper, the draw at Indian Wells is not favorable, but it is also not insurmountable. A rematch with Goff in the third round was made possible by a victory over Diana Yastremska in the round of 64. The same Goff that defeated her in Dubai, 6-0, 6-2. Jasmine Paolini is another potential opponent in the quarterfinals. Eala already defeated Paolini in Dubai to get her first top 10 victory of the year. The route is challenging. For a player who has already proven she can defeat top 10 opponents on major occasions this season, it is also manageable. She and Ava Yoick are also competing in the doubles draw. The same team, ranked 18th in the world, advanced to the semifinals in Auckland in January, competing concurrently for 2 weeks in both singles and doubles at the California Desert Test physical conditioning at a level that will reveal a great deal about her current state of health. A player who has made a significant investment in her physical preparation is able to go far in both categories without faltering. And it appears that she has done just that based on every evidence from her 2026 season thus far. The detail that unifies everything going on here into a single, distinct picture is Christopher Eubank's safety worry regarding the practice court scenario. A former ATP professional arguing logistically with event administrators on court assignments for a WTA player who hasn't won a main tour title yet. One of the most legitimately unique narratives in recent tennis history is the discrepancy between her ranking and her practical influence. And it's happening in real time at one of the sport's most prominent locations. With 54,268 spectators over 15 days last year, the Indian Wells Tennis Garden smashed its own all-time attendance record. Eala wasn't included in the draw at all. She didn't participate in the discussion. Fans are cramming over fences at practice courts before a single match has been played, and she is here as a seeded player for the first time at a WTA 1000 event. When my name was mentioned, Navratilova chuckled. The director of the event in Dubai ran out of tickets. A former ATP player is advocating for larger courts for safety reasons, and broadcast analysts are comparing the phenomena to the most spectacular moments in recent men's tennis. The insanity is genuine. The tennis is strong enough to support every aspect of the demand, which has been confirmed. The tennis community is still analyzing what Martina Navratilova said about Eala and what she is doing to Indian Wells 2026. Please click the like button and share your prediction in the comments section below if this piqued your interest. Additionally, subscribe right away if you haven't already. This narrative is not at all